G'day Clansman enthusiasts, it's Alex here, Victor Kilo 2 Papa Radio Charlie, back on the bench today with another fault in a set, and I'm very surprised. I've never struck this before, so I'd like to make this video so I can share it with others who may come across this very fault. The symptoms of this fault: when you turn the radio onto ant, dead set, so it doesn't work. You turn it onto low power and the set tunes up. High power, exactly the same, and the set carries on as normal. But unfortunately, no ANT. So of course you've got the dissatisfaction of not being able to tune antennas, etc., etc. So yep, trying to cure this particular fault. So before we jump on to the radio, let's have a look at exactly what I'm talking about. Down here on the main terminals for the radio, I'll just point them out here on the line diagram. There they are down here on the main terminals. You'll notice this is the positive terminal, and it goes up here to the switch, through this into the switch. Okay, so you'll notice that there's a loop on the switch, goes down to another terminal, and below it there's a device here across the bottom, and that goes onto a terminal. So when you think about it, when the radio's turned off, there's power. If you've got a battery connected, of course, you've got power to this particular terminal. It's got terminal 10 there. You've got power to terminal 10, but you've got a secondary power to the switch through this device to, I think it's terminal 8. I'll just make sure there. I'll just make that a little bigger. We'll have a look at it a little bigger. Yeah, a bit hard to see. A bit hard to see what that is, but it's a second terminal. Yeah, it's 7. It's terminal 8. So just looking at that a little closer, we've got 24 volts to that terminal, and we've got 24 volts through this device to that terminal. Okay, so when we switch the switch on, we get a contact across to that terminal, from this terminal 8 to that terminal 9, and then from terminal 9 it connects to terminal 11, and this goes up onto 240 volt switched. As soon as we get 240 volt switched, the set comes to life. Okay. In this case, when I tested that terminal there, and by the way, it's a bottom terminal on the wafer, really difficult to get at, but anyway, we got there. I found that this terminal here was in fact dead. Yeah. So let's just go across here on the set and have a look exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, when we look at the switch, I've actually removed the motherboard here, and I've disconnected the wiring, I should say the screws that hold the top of the motherboard in place, so I could get the switch out and work on it. And it looks to me like somebody's been here at this switch before, because they don't normally come with these heat shrink type little sleeves over them. But anyway, I found here on, I think that little terminal there with the little black dot, that one was powered up from the plus terminal here, but there was no other terminals that were in fact connecting to the plus, which led me to believe that this device, whatever this device is, was open circuit, because when you go across to the first switch position, power actually goes through this device, across the terminal, up to there, and puts power on 24 volts switched, and that actually wasn't happening. So what is this thing, and where is it, and what does it do? Well, it took a little bit of tracking down, to tell you the honest truth. Not a lot of information I could find at my fingertips. So yeah, I raked around in the set, and lo and behold, I found that this is in fact a resistor. It's a resistor. And where is it in the set? Let's have a look. There it is, right there. See that gold thing in the middle of the screen? That's a resistor. You'll notice it's got the guts hanging out of it, one end. Okay, so on close inspection of this particular resistor, it's supposed to be 4.7 ohms, and this particular one tests at 750 ohms. So I'm just at a guess. This particular resistor is in fact faulty. But luck has it, I actually have a spare. So I've got an old chassis here that I've robbed of bits and pieces over the years, and I'll just get a bit of light on that there. There is the good one. What it's supposed to look like. I'll put a torch on that. Let's have a look. There it is there. That's the good one. That's what it's supposed to look like. You notice its R value is 4.7 ohms. So there you have it. When you first turn your radio on to ANT, it actually gets the power through this little resistor. So you might say to yourself, why? What is this resistor for? Well, all I can conclude is it's a very, very low value resistor to sort of cushion the inrush load when you first turn the radio on. There you go. And in this case, it was faulty. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove the resistor out of here and put it over in here, and we'll see if this cures our fault. But what a very interesting fault this one is. Just again, absolutely dead set when you switch to ANT, and this why. So let's make the repair, come back and have a look and see the results. Okay, they're the two offending resistors. That's the one that's faulty that I took out, and this is the replacement here that I'm about to put in. Notice how this one's bulged out, or it's been pushed out the side. Don't understand that, but anyway, as I said, this one here is exhibiting about 750 ohms. This one's correct at 4.7, so we'll put the 4.7 one in, see how we go. Okay, on second thoughts, this resistor may even be a safety fuse incorporated inside of it. It could be some sort of a safety device as well. Rather than have a fuse, they've incorporated some sort of a resistance breaking, circuit protecting device all in one. But I'm not sure. But it certainly did the job. It certainly did the job of saving the radio, because I believe that there was a short on this radio at some stage. So yeah, so that this is definitely the results of that short. So well done, little device. You've probably saved the radio, but it caused me a bit of a headache. So whether it's some sort of a cushioning device for inrush of current, or some sort of a safety circuit breaker of some sort, I'm not sure, but there you go. Okay, all back together. New little resistor in place. Let's try it and see how we go, eh? Up here onto ANT. Well, look at that. Okay, we're up sounding pretty normal. And give it a click. Yep, working great. Just the way it's supposed to. Okay, who would ever thought what that little resistor was for? But anyway, for anybody out there who suddenly finds that they don't have any radio life at ANT, first port of call, just underneath the motherboard, you'll find this little resistor, and I'd be checking its value, needing to be 4.7 ohms, and that liable to be the problem. Thank you very much, guys. This is Victor Kilo 2 Papa Radio Charlie with another happy success story. Catch us all on the air, 73.